Imagine you're in a meeting, your turn to talk is coming up and you're absolutely freaking out, almost forgetting what you need to say. How can you regain confidence right there and then? Hey, my name is Masha and I want you to succeed in your career, so I'm going to tell you one thing that will make you more confident in any meeting, and in fact, when public speaking in general. Make sure you give this video a like if you're excited to hear what that one thing is, and if you're new here, subscribe to my channel not to miss any new videos. All right, are you ready? The secret to more confidence in meetings is breathing. Wait, but this isn't earth-shattering. Besides, I breathe every single moment of my life and therefore I'm alive. Yes, but how are you breathing? As it turns out, some of us don't actually breathe correctly, which is such a strange thing to say because it's such an instinctive and automatic behavior, which is why a lot of us take it for granted. In fact, you might be a victim of shallow breathing, or chest breathing as they also call it, which basically means when you breathe in and out, your chest and shoulders move instead of your belly. Or you might also be a victim of what's called paradoxical breathing. And I'm not a medical expert, so this is super simplistic, but it's basically when your body movements, so, when you breathe in, your chest or belly expands, and then when you breathe out, it deflates, when that is out of sync with your breath. So when you breathe in, you actually deflate. And it's absolutely crazy, right? Like, it just sounds so ridiculous, but I actually learned about it when I was 11 because I was taking singing lessons, and as it turns out, my breathing was out of sync. So what type of breather are you? Next time you breathe in, and maybe, take a couple of breaths to notice what really is happening. Notice which part of your body is expanding as you breathe in. If it is your shoulders or your chest, then you're a shallow breather. So leave shallow breather in the comments. And if it is your belly that's expanding and deflating, then you are a deep breather, and leave that in the comments, deep breather. Finally, if you're a paradoxical breather, you might be out of sync. So if you are out of sync, write down paradox down below in the comments. Let's see who's who. Now that you know which type of breather you are, let's get to talking about why breathing actually really helps in stressful situations and how can you breathe correctly, because you must be curious at this point. This is fascinating. Shallow breathing is actually one of the symptoms of the fight or flight response, which is the set of behaviors that kick in when your brain senses danger, whether, physical, like a tiger, or a stressful situation, like when you have to talk in a meeting. It doesn't differentiate between the physical and the perceived danger. So when you are shallow breathing, this actually sends a signal to your brain that you are in danger, and then it reacts by sending in more behaviors and throwing a bunch of hormones at you. Again, I'm not a medical specialist, but you get the picture. It's a vicious circle that just continues spiraling down, and you basically end up in a constant state of stress. At least your body thinks so, and all your hormones think so, and all that not so good stuff. You are always on the edge as a result of that. So if you are a shallow breather, that habit would probably be the first place where I would start. Add a stressful situation on top of that, for example, an important meeting where you have to talk, and this is a recipe for disaster because you are stressed, you breathe shallowly, your voice may tremble, your vision may get dizzy, you may forget what you're trying to say and stumble. You think about how embarrassing that may look to your colleagues, and then you get even more stressed, etc., etc., etc. Not a great picture. However, if you practice diaphragmatic breathing, and I might be butchering that word, this is my second language, if you practice it in that moment, which is a type of breathing that's slower and deeper, you can calm yourself down and feel more confident in the moment. Why? Because it sends a signal to your brain that you are safe, and therefore lowers your heart rate, calming you down physically, and it also provides more oxygen to your brain, making you better at remembering things, according to some research, and also making your voice sound better, and therefore making you appear more confident and in control. In fact, one of my favorite TED Talks ever talks about this and asks, how can you tell who is the most confident person in a room? That is the person who has the slowest breathing patterns. Crazy, right? So after seeing that TED Talk, I actually used that technique a lot. I would remember that the most confident person in the room has the slowest breathing speed, and I would try to calm myself down whenever I needed to talk just like that, or whenever I didn't feel confident. I would try to be that most confident person in the room. And guess what? It worked every single time. Of course, you should also be prepared for the meeting, know your stuff, and have a couple of answers to potentially difficult questions in your back pocket if you think they might arise. And doing some power poses before the meeting might also help. But right now we're talking about what if you are in the moment, you're already prepared, you've done all that stuff, but you're in the moment and you're freaking out. How can you regain confidence on the spot? And breathing is the thing, because you can't, when you're in that moment, you can't travel back in time and do another power pose. Or if you just get up in the middle of the meeting and start doing power poses, that might be perceived weird. But I will do a separate video on power poses in particular, because those are awesome, so make sure you're subscribed to this channel not to miss that video. And even if you don't have that bad habit of shallow breathing, I'm guilty of that. I work on myself every single day, so there's no shame in having it. But even if you are a diaphragmatic breather on a regular basis, you might experience shallow breathing in stressful situations because the fight or flight response just kicks in. Again, our amygdala, which is the part of the brain that is responsible for the fight or flight response, doesn't differentiate between physical danger, like a tiger, or perceived or social danger, like an important meeting or a public speaking event. So regardless of how you breathe normally, in stressful situations, like when you have to speak at a meeting, focusing on your breath and bringing it down, slowing it down to that slow and deep breath, remembering that the most confident person in the room has the slowest breathing rate. I don't know how to exactly say that, but yes, it will really help you. Breathing is super important, and it's used in things like meditation, yoga, and other relaxation practices for a reason. Research shows that when you breathe correctly, it helps your body calm down by lowering your blood pressure, reducing your heart rate, relaxing muscles, and increasing energy levels. It also grounds us, makes us feel present, like we really are in the moment, and helps us enjoy our lives so much more. And in fact, a recent study in the Journal of Neuroscience shows a direct link between cognitive abilities and breathing. So breathing correctly might help you be smarter and quicker on your feet. I'll have what they're having. I was really trying to come up with a witty joke here, but this is all I got. Please send witty help in the comments. Now that you know the benefits of it, let's practice breathing from your diaphragm. So sit up straight, or stand up tall, or lay down if you feel like it, and place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Breathe in slowly and deeply, making sure that only your belly moves, so the hand on your chest should not move at all. And when you breathe out, only the hand on your belly should travel, while the one on your chest should stay still. If you can't get there straight away, don't worry, sometimes it takes practice. We're so accustomed to shallow breathing, and it's sometimes hard to let go of habits, so just continue breathing in and out until it works, until you feel how it feels. I hope you've enjoyed this little trick and that you will have this newfound confidence in all of your meetings and speaking engagements. Leave this video a like if you've learned something new, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn on those bell notifications not to miss any new videos. And we can also be friends on other social media. You can find me as Coding Blonde. I will leave some links to interesting resources and articles that I found while doing the research for this video in the description. And also, if you've enjoyed this video, I think you will really enjoy my other video about 5 things that can make you happier today. I will leave an active link to it in the description and also a card somewhere around this area. Not sure where exactly yet, but it's gonna be here. So make sure you watch that. Have a wonderful time the day you're currently experiencing. Bye.